Hi, my name is Linda Gabriel and I'm the founder of Mapfihwa, an organization that empowers women and children through permaculture and education. And this is our story as Mapfihwa. Mapfihwa is a Zimbabwean Shona word that means stones that support the pot whilst cooking, as done in many African communities. Just like the stones that support the pot, Mapfihwa is a safe space, a community where women converge at to work. Mapfihwa is designed upon permaculture principles fused with indigenous farming methods. Over the past 13 years, I've worked in the arts industry as a poet and a theatre maker, and I've also organized events on development of arts in Africa in countries like South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Malawi. With my work as a poet, I've toured extensively Southern Africa and Europe, and in Europe, countries like Germany, Denmark, Norway, Austria.
We thank them for who we are and what they did. What they did in darkness, behind bushes, closed offices, at the back seats of heavy vehicle trucks, plastic shacks, wet floors, even on riverbanks. That makes them desert their loved ones in the middle of the night only to return to a new dawn.
Most of my work focuses on the plight of women. Subject matters I've dealt with on stage has left many of my audiences teary and I emotionally drained, to a point where I felt words alone weren't just enough. What if I could find solutions to the problems I was highlighting? What if I could find solutions to the problems I was highlighting and become an agent of change? Now my work is centered around Mapfihwa, where we bring women and children together to learn about permaculture and indigenous farming methods to be able to grow enough food for themselves and their communities. And we as Mapfihwa would love you to be part of this collaborative space. We are situated in Ward 6 in Kutama Rural Village in Zimba District, Mashonaland West. We are surrounded by 3 cities, being Harare, the capital Zimbabwe, Chebutu, and Chinhoyi. So Zimba is a farming and ranching district, yet the land here is underutilized and majority relies on food handouts. There is so much more that people could do on this land. So you might be wondering, why Mapfihwa? Mapfihwa seeks to change the narrative of how women have gone out of their way to provide meals for their children, to the extent of engaging in transactional sex to provide for their families. During this COVID-19 crisis, with families in lockdown and isolation, many communities are worried about where would they get food, how are they going to go about it to provide 3 meals. But with Mapfihwa, we're able to make sure that women are able to grow enough food intensely, even if when they have a small garden space. On our 1-acre homestead, we have harvested maize and legumes, we have set up vegetable gardens, and we are very busy planting herbs and medicinal plants. And as Mapfihwa, we want to be able to train our own people to be able to replicate what we've done here with our homestead just in 6 months' time. Currently, we are housing 2 young women who are our students for the rest of the year. These young women are coming from vulnerable backgrounds, and one of them is from a refugee camp in Chipinge. We hope these young women, when they are done training with us, they are able to go back to their communities and teach their own people to grow their own food in abundance. Currently, our water source is only supplying us with 500 liters of water per day. This is not even enough to provide us with water that we need to sustain the gardens that we have set up here. It takes 30 minutes to walk to Unyane River. Lake Chivero is further away. Therefore, it's not feasible for households to consider irrigation as an option. For us to be able to combat food insecurity, we need a reliable water source. Hence the need to have a borehole that will increase our water capacity from 500 liters to at least 10,000 liters per day. So, help Mapfihwa achieve this goal by donating or just sharing this video to your networks as much as possible.